Gigantic.
Holy shit, everybody. It is November 25th, 23, and the impossible has happened. CM Punk has returned to WWE. They said it wasn't possible. They said don't get your hopes up. They said don't listen to the dirt sheets. No, Raj said no. He said when hell freezes over. It's a dead issue. Don't even bother talking about it.
Don't listen to me anymore. Jade Cargill, and now this.
This is, I know, Raj, did you have money riding on this?
No money. No money on this one.
Well, thank God for that. But we're here tonight. We think Matt Morgan fell asleep, which is funny because when he wakes up in the morning, he's not going to believe this happened. Raj didn't believe me that this happened because Raj was not watching Survivor Series. So I was like, holy shit, they absolutely did it. He called me. He's like, what happened? And Raj thought I was working him. When I said they hit the trademark bug, cult of personality, started playing, CM Punk walked out and hugged the fans. You know what it is? He's just the unofficial mayor of Chicago. And if wrestling is happening in that area, they like to bring him out to say hi to the people.
You know, the one thing with CM Punk is he generates interest more than almost anyone. Like, who generates that kind of interest outside of CM Punk?
I mean, in wrestling... I mean, the problem is that, I mean, look, John Cena, people like him, people know him, but John Cena shows back up in WWE.
CM Punk is a different.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to even think what's comparable to this.
Oh my God. I mean, and again, don't ever listen to me again, because twice, I was very wrong with Jade Cargill and CM Punk, but Jesus Christ, man. He is it's not a game changer. WWE is so hot right now that it doesn't necessarily change their business, but it is a huge addition.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but you know, this is not to be like, oh, CM Punk, whatever, but it's like, look, Collision wasn't setting the world on fire. CM Punk and AEW, they were still struggling to hit 1 million.
But he was just wrestling with FTR and doing, you know, the 6-man tags every week. CM Punk used right is a big deal, but it's if you use him right. And AEW used him right when they first brought him in. You know, in 2020, what was it, 2021, 2022? And and he was a game changer that year. Like AEW was at their hottest with Punk there, and you know, eventually it cooled down, and they weren't able to put him in the right storylines. But
breaking as we're on the air. Nick Hausman got a question about CM Punk at the press conference. I don't know what it is yet, but I know that it's happening. We'll report that. Issa, my lovely co-host on Tuesdays and Fridays, is at the press conference, and I said, if you have to, yield your question to Nick Hausman. So I'm glad. It's just too bad Punk's not there. They could talk about improv and bakery hours and see how Punk responds. But this is crazy. I mean, this is like, in the Marvel Comics world, they always say death isn't permanent except for Uncle Ben and Bucky Barnes, and then Bucky came back as the Winter Soldier 10 years ago. This is probably the closest thing. And in WWE, never say never except for CM Punk, given how he left the company.
There was a point in time, you know, you never say never with wrestling, but there was a point in time where I thought CM Punk in WWE was never.
Yeah. In fact, CM Punk and Enzo Amore, I would say, are the two that over the years, people have said that's never happening, primarily because of Triple H. I mean, let's just be real.
Yeah.
And his distaste for both of them. I mean, famously, Punk got served papers on his wedding day. He did not have a good divorce. There were lawsuits. Fox brought him back for the WWE backstage commentary show, but that wasn't really coming back to WWE.
Yeah, it was adjacent. But Vince would not allow him back, and this, I mean, I gotta say this, you know, like uh, it gave me chills when that music hit.
Oh yeah. No, it's huge. I mean, it's absolutely huge. This is, and the reason why, okay, so let me just play devil's advocate for a second. Here's what's messed up about this. War Games tonight was pretty good. Great women's match. Gunther and the Miz had like a shockingly
Really?
technical. Yeah, I mean, not what you think. Gunther would just clock Miz and like give him a chop, and Miz would go flying out of the ring, and that would be the end of this angle, right? But no, I mean, Miz represented tonight and did great. Santos Escobar beat the shit out of Dragon Lee. Like whenever Dragon Lee, who's been getting these amazing exhibitions to build him up on SmackDown, he lost tonight. Rhea Ripley, Zoe Stark looked good in defeat. The men's War Game match, fake cash in, didn't happen. But Randy Orton was back. We had everybody hitting the Randy Orton DDT on an opponent of the other team. It was a feel good, like a 2 hour and 45-minute premium live event, right? But it just kind of reminded you that WWE has this all-star lineup right now of a lot of people that aren't named Roman Reigns, that are a draw and that can put butts in seats and get people to tune in. So this was actually a great showcase for how stacked WWE is in. And then Aw Shucks Phil comes in there, says it's clobbering time, and that's what everybody's talking about.
Where did he do that? When was the match?
Which one?
Where CM Punk came in?
At the very, very end of the show, we had the trademark bug on and everything. Randy Orton and his team, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, they were all standing tall in the ring, looking so happy with the victory they had tonight. Cody Rhodes, of course.
So what do you do with WrestleMania? Do you do CM Punk and Roman Reigns, or do you CM Punk and Seth Rollins?
I joked about this on that other little wrestling podcast I do and said it would be funny if they said, CM Punk, we're going to name your price. They give him the moment in Chicago, and then he shows up for Raw and he starts looking and he's like, wait a second, I'm set to lose this match. And they just have everybody kick the shit out of him for the next year. That would be funny, but I don't think that's what they're going to do.
I can't believe they got CM Punk, man. I will 100% agree. I was 100% wrong with Jade Cargill.
Yeah, who did not show up tonight.
And with CM Punk as well, man. I never thought that it would be tonight.
Yes.
I thought if they got CM Punk, it would be at the Royal Rumble. So, man, it opens up like an entire different world of possibilities, you know? Like, you could do CM Punk and Seth Rollins, Cody versus Roman. It's yeah.
No, it's crazy. I know we did, in fairness, we did get, you know what the big surprise return was earlier, Raj? That R-Truth is back. He was in the Ruffles commercial where Akira Tozawa danced the Ruffle Shuffle.
I love me some R-Truth. So great that he's back.
Oh, and LA Knight, they had a new Slim Jim commercial sampling Macho Man, but LA Knight coming in with the Slim Jims, and then after that, New Day pulled up in a Slim Jim car.
LA Knight, he needs to be up there on that card.
He does. I mean, this is potentially this has got to be bad news for somebody, right? Unless, I mean, CM Punk's not coming back to get the Brock Lesnar spot. They're just not going to have him do exhibition matches.
Everyone that's in the chat, we agree. Holy fuck.
Yes.
That is insane.
I mean, this is absolutely nuts. So just give everybody the history on this. And credit to Fightful. We can credit this because Gigantic Pop. By the way, if this is your first time watching us, me, Raj Giri, Matt Morgan, we're back. We're talking wrestling. We're talking pop culture. We're talking all sorts of shit. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate your support. This is a great audience tuning in tonight. We're doing this tonight because there's not a lot of people doing post-Survivor Survivor Series coverage. And we said, you know what? Let's do it with Gigantic Pop tonight. We got the channel. Let's go out there. Let's do it. Let's fill the wrestling need. But let me just say that Fightful and a lot of other wrestling journalists have been in the business the last few weeks of saying, nobody has told us this is happening. Nobody has told us this is not happening. A lot of people said they'd be surprised if this was happening. But I have never, ever, ever seen wrestling media try and walk such a fine line because it's wrestling, right? And almost sometimes the more people deny it, the more you think it's happening.
Not to be that guy, but I talked to guys in AEW, I talked to guys in WWE, and the word I got from WWE was like, Punk's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, and I'm not like exposing anybody. I think that was the general atmosphere that he wasn't coming back. So, you know, I felt pretty confident he wasn't, but fuck. And you know what? I like that they didn't expose it. I think it was pretty awesome the way they did it.
No, the hand wasn't tipped at all with this. No reportings today. And it was funny.
No.
I even tweeted it would be funny if someone was like CM Punk spotted in Chicago because he lives there. But
my tweet earlier today was, outside of CM Punk not returning, what are your predictions? But man, you know, CM Punk, I feel like he is a different kind of game changer. And the fact that they were able to get him back in the fold, I don't know, man. It just feels like I feel like WWE and AEW, it's been a one-sided, whatchamacallit?
One-sided feud.
Not just that. It's been just like they've been stomping him lately.
Yeah.
And AEW had Punk on their side, and they lost him, and I mean they're kind of getting stomped.
Oh, and Raj, I'm sorry. Well, here's the funny thing tonight. So you mentioned Monday, where Cody was like, "Oh, Randy Orton's coming back," because he didn't want people speculating with CM Punk. They pulled some shit with Orton tonight, where they're like, "He's not here yet. Where is he?" Even when they all went out for the match, where's Randy? He was the last one to arrive. The crowd chanted CM Punk tonight so many times that it was kind of like, well, they're just, you know, being jerks about this. It was weird that WWE did this tease about Randy not showing up. Like, this was very strange. The story about this, and I'm sure WWE cameras documented this. They have a new Punk shirt up at WWE shop. I don't know if they were there in person, but this was an exceptionally well kept secret that I'm trying to think the last time there was something like this. Maybe when even when AJ Styles debuted, like, some people knew or speculated.
I feel like it's safe to say that I have, you know, people.
Oh, Raj is freezing.
The folks in the biz. Not one told me that he was showing up tonight. And I have folks in the biz and AEW as well, but not one. And man, and you know what? It works out best that way.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling, just so people know, and Raj, maybe we can peel back the curtain a little bit. Matt Morgan fell asleep, and we apologize. I'm texting him, and hopefully he wakes up and joins us. It'll be funny because he's not going to believe this happened. This is going to be his first exposure to CM Punk is back. But Raj, let's peel back the curtain on this a little bit. Like, have you ever had people give you a scoop, and they're like, "This is happening, but don't tell anyone. This isn't for the website. This is off the record. This is secret." Yeah,
all the time.
And when that happens, have you seen other people violate that embargo before?
There was the night that the Shield broke up.
Yeah.
And I remember they were like, "Shield is breaking up tonight. You can't say shit." And I was like, "Okay, all right." And I won't say shit. And they broke up.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You know what? I gotta say this. I love Sean Rossap. He's a friend. I don't like spoilers.
Really?
I don't like finding something out that's going to happen that night. You know what I mean? Like, that's not news to me. That's just ruining the excitement and the enjoyment. And I like that we did not know that CM Punk was showing up tonight. You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking great to be a fan and just be surprised.
Okay, so here we go. Triple H posted this, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. Hold on one second. Share screen. Triple H posted the photo and said, "Mighty cold day in hell." And there he is with CM Punk. So at the press conference, Stephen Camp is reporting that Triple H said in the press conference it was on the fly and with short notice. I mean, he did just go out there. He didn't even have to bring his gear with him. There was a CM Punk sign spotted on the pre-show. I wonder if I would love to know the story of when this came about, how this came about. I would love to know the terms of the deal.
Triple H as we speak.
But the other night, Raj,
my guess is he's not responding.
Yes. The other night, Issa was frantically texting main roster and NXT talent because, there's an unsolved mystery, which is how is the catering in NXT compared to the main roster? And to Issa's credit, she got like 5 replies while we were still on the air. She's connected. She's an insider. She's asking questions at the press conference right now.
She is
Charlotte and Becky.
She's there. She's there, right?
Yeah, she's there. Issa's great. I love her passion for the business.
You're not going to get any answers out of it. I mean, that's the one thing I've learned with WWE press conferences is you're not going to get real answers out of there. You're not going to get the real scoop on when CM Punk that deal was made. Right? You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that, Like, I feel like I'd rather not know.
Really? Well, now it's fun. It's funny as someone who made their fortune on secrets. Secret scoops and spoilers paid for those Taylor Swift tickets, Raj. And now you're like, I don't want to know now that I'm out of the game.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to know?
See, this is tough. You know what my thing is? It's like with Marvel. With Marvel stuff, I can't stop myself from looking. They're like, oh, you're never going to believe who shows up in the post credits of the Marvels. And I'm like, oh, do I want to know? Do I not want to know? But then I look and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I looked,
Yeah.
It's like, I want to be surprised and that's going back, by the way. I think Ain't It Cool News. Remember back when that was the thing? I think that spoiled like Sam Jackson showing up as Nick Fury in the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, don't leave from the credits. It's going to be a whole thing. And so I think that it's nice to be genuinely surprised, which is why tonight. So I give WWE huge credit for that because they pulled this off and we didn't know. And we're also in uncharted territory, man. Like we got no Vince.
For sure.
So this isn't like, oh, I know how Vince thinks. Like that's out the window. And now it's Triple H and to a lesser extent Nick Khan, Endeavor. Like there's more things at work. It's not just Triple H anymore. It's not just, and he says the thing like, oh, I think about what the audience would be most excited for. And it's like, okay, that's true, but that's also not true. Like, I mean, look at how Roman Reigns is booked. I don't think that's what the audience is most excited for. It's a really weird time right now in WWE, but this is I feel like, okay, so 2 things. One, I feel like they did this because it's in Chicago and they knew if it was going to get an amazing reaction, it was going to happen here.
That's the best. Yeah.
And 2, I think that it's a little bit of how they can one up AEW.
I honestly don't think I think WWE likes to they'll take their victories over AEW for sure.
Yeah.
Right? But I do think that they at least with the people I've talked to, it's a contract year, like they want the biggest contract, the biggest TV ratings, they want everything. And
that's true.
They boosted it up. NXT is insanely high compared to a year ago. And I mean, they already got that TV deal, but I think that AEW is in their eyesight, but it's not their focus.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, the TV rights, that's huge. The stock could use some love price wise. I think that this is a good time for them to just assert their dominance. Triple H at tonight's lightning in a bottle. This came together very quickly. It's been a long time coming. It's tough to look past the opportunity.
And here's my honest opinion. I think that Raw is not going to get the rights fees that they expected. They're not going to get a 40% increase. And it's a weird time with sports media, because I feel like all this time we're waiting for that climax to happen, and now it's finally kind of happening, because we're with streaming and everything, we're hitting this area where and it makes me worry for AEW, because are they going to pay extra for AEW when they don't? It's kind of like TBS, TNT.
Yeah,
it's just kind of dead without it, But, and it's all that's keeping these TV stations alive is sports, and
crazy.
Yeah.
What'll really pop a rating if they hold PLE at the Field of Dreams. I think you could take a page, or on the Vegas Strip like F1. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Jamie Mendoza reminding me, Ryback said he'd retire if CM Punk returned to WWE tonight, because that's how little Ryback thought this was going to happen.
I told you guys my Ryback story, right? Last 2 weeks ago.
Tell it again. It's always fun.
Ryback hates me for some reason. Even though I hosted his podcast for a while.
I mean, he can't live that far from me. He's in Vegas too. Maybe I can go and broker a piece, although he blocked me on the Twitter. And chat, get your questions in here. Let's answer some questions. We're kind of breaking format tonight. This is a weird show, but look, I was expecting to come on this podcast with Matt Morgan and be like, oh, that was a really pleasant Survivor Series. Like, that was really fun. There were some good matches. That was nice, but kind of like a go home. Remember, like,
fuck you, Matt Morgan, for sleeping again.
He's a tired. Great. Now I got Raj and Matt feuding. This is gonna be fun. Okay. He's running a city. Don't. He's running a city, Raj. It's tough. So Budweiser 1980 says, what if MJF signs with WWE in January 2024 and goes after Punk? Imagine seeing a Punk versus MJF feud in WWE.
All right. Can I tell you guys something?
Yeah, please.
MJF's is signed with AEW for years.
I'm sure. Yeah. They don't put him. They learned, I think, their mistakes about pushing people to the moon that they don't have locked down.
Through a very good source, he's signed for years.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And again, I thought I said CM Punk wouldn't show up tonight. I said Jade Cargill would not go to WB. So take it with a grain of salt. But the word I got was he's not going.
Alicia A wants to know, what about Rajback? Rajback is dead, apparently. We're finding out tonight.
Dead. Indeed.
Wow.
Did you ever see that? Do you ever see that Flight of the Conchords?
No, I have not.
He did. Didn't. He did. Anyway.
Tornado. T5 saying, give us 6 months or less and Phil gets injured, gets his ass shit canned, whatever comes first.
Dude.
I mean...
CM Punk is a game changer is a tough word, because it's not going to change WWE business. It would change AEW business, but it's still a huge deal.
Yeah. Oh, so when they went off the air, there's footage of Fightful posted that Seth Rollins sort of being held back by people in suits. After this went off the air, Seth Rollins does not like. Remember, Seth Rollins said earlier this year, like, CM Punk, keep your shit away from WWE. Our locker room doesn't need it. So, I have a feeling. I have a feeling, Raj, if you were to text some sources while we were on the air and be like, So, how's the sentiment with everyone right now? You might get some interesting replies off the record.
I think everyone knows there is money to be made.
Yeah. And Punk's got to be looking at this, that if he does this run, however long it's for, this is like his never work again, cherry on top.
I mean, it blew my mind that he showed up, and it's the best for everyone.
Yeah.
Like him versus Roman Reigns is going to be blockbuster. Him versus Seth Rollins is going to be blockbuster. Him versus LA Knight is going to be, that's going to be business. So he moves numbers. There's very few people that actually move numbers, and he's one of them. You know what? I think if I were to count 5 people that move numbers, it's CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Jeez, God, who else do you got? I put Seth Rollins on that list.
I mean, Becky proved it. Becky got NXT like their highest rating
Becky Lynch,
ever.
Dominant in NXT, but
I mean,
not really. Like really, like pushing numbers on the main roster. I mean, gosh.
But if they start putting out promos tomorrow saying Monday Night on Raw, CM Punk speaks for the first time, this could not come at a better time for their rights renegotiation.
I mean, it's Roman Reigns and CM Punk, and
Raw's been doing better. Raw's been on a bit of, everything has been on a bit of upswing. So the thing that I want people to understand about these renegotiation fees, SmackDown got more money from Fox, or more money from USA than they got from Fox.
They did.
But it was less than what they promised, and their stock took a huge hit that it still hasn't really recovered from.
And also, it's a downgrade overall.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they got more money, but they're going from network to cable. So, it's not good.
No, it's not good at all. Not in the grand scheme of things. I feel
like, with Dynamite right now, them not announcing their new TV deal, Raw has not announced it. It's a bad situation. I don't think it's going to be. Do you remember what was it Fightful that said that one of the wrestling channels said that AEW is gearing up for this big deal, and they're going to have a big deal, and it hasn't happened. And and now next year, it's getting to the point where it's kind of like it's all dependent on the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird position for them to be in. Okay, so apparently, according to multiple sources, or maybe it's the same source that everyone's picked up, Drew McIntyre stormed to the back, slammed his locker room door, threw on a hoodie, and left the Allstate Arena. He's in the middle of a contract negotiation right now.
Oh, what happened? Did they? I didn't watch. I haven't.
No. It does. Drew, they lost, but the point is though that Drew McIntyre not happy, potentially, and this is the problem right now, and this is why, Raj, you gotta work those contacts and find out what you can, because actually, Raj, you can make some news if you want to whip out that phone and just text the first name and
your questions.
Yes. But you want to text some people, anyone you could think of who was in the locker room tonight, and just say, so how's the mood? How's the temperature? Anonymously, of course.
Punk will never be back.
Yeah. But I have to think that, there's a lot of people that think they're getting that bag with the renewal, that think they're about to get a push, and they're just like, this is not, what I wanted to see, someone else coming in and getting the spotlight here. It's not good, right?
Okay, so here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think that we have been wanting that Monday Night War for decades, right?
Yeah.
And it's finally happening. And Drew is going to get that offer from AEW. And
Yeah.
finally, like these next couple years, you don't have the people under long-term contracts anymore, and you're going to start seeing that real back and forth.
Yeah.
Love it.
Do you think Drew gets that Dolph Ziggler money that was about to be offered for him to show up in AEW? They just add it to Drew's offer. Like there has to be some trickle down that hurts somebody in this.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Uh-oh, shit. Okay, shut my camera off here. Yeah, there we go.
Shut up. Tony Khan has not shown that he can take a WWE guy and make a difference since CM Punk. It's been years. Edge has been fucking nothing. It's just he just doesn't know what to do with him. He has made one star, which is MJF. And MJF is awesome. I think he's amazing. But outside of that, they've done nothing, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. I think this confirms that the devil is not Phil, and maybe it's Jungle Boy now.
And Jungle Boy is ruined. He cost AEW more money.
I mean, think about this. Think about this in history for a second. Like, the butterfly effect is real, folks. Like, Jungle Boy Jack Perry set events in motion that got CM Punk tossed from AEW and drove them right back into their arms of their ex at WWE.
Throw those comments. Who disagrees with me? Like, does anyone?
Oh, I mean, the Miguel's saying Christian is the only ex-WWE guy who's thrived, but yeah, a million people don't tune in to watch Christian each week.
Yeah, he's not moving numbers, but I love Christian.
Yeah. But so now let's just talk about this murderer's row that WWE has here. So they got Roman Reigns,
fucking CM Punk,
CM Punk, Logan Paul. I mean, Logan Paul, say what you will, Raj, we're old men.
I'm Logan Paul for life.
Yeah, Gen Z, the millennials, they love that guy, and he can wrestle. We begrudgingly love him. Seth Rollins. I mean, they're the A team right now. It kind of reminds me, back for years with DC Comics, it was like, well, they got Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and then nobody gives a shit about Firestorm or Booster Gold or all everyone else is like C level. They've got an A list, and everyone else is C list. And AEW is starting to look like DC Comics in my mind.
Yeah, and I gotta head out.
Raj has to go soon. We're gonna wrap this up, so we'll do an official when Matt wakes up tomorrow. We'll do an official Survivor Series recap, and we'll talk more about the news. Yeah,
I gotta say this.
Yeah,
WWE. They showed they're the A list.
Yeah, no, they are, and yes, they are where it's at. Logan Paul, LA Knight. I mean, they've got the stars. It is
they've got the people that are up and coming. They got the people that are hot. They're not. And so, I will say this. I did not comment on the whole blood drinking thing. Did you?
No.
It was disgusting to me, but whatever. It was what it was. You're placating your fan base, but the people that produce growth are not watching blood drinking.
Yeah, it's a little sometimes it feels like it's edgy for the sake of being edgy in AEW.
It was disgusting. It was fucking sick, and I love AEW. I love Swerve. I think he's the next star.
He's great.
Yeah, but
look at this tonight. Slim Jim and Ruffles, a mainstream American brand, Slim Jim and Ruffles backed up the Brinks truck tonight to take over. You've got Progressive Insurance. You've got their deal with Snickers. These stuff with Domino's. Like WWE gets these major brands. AEW is not competing with that, and I think the bloody matches have something to do with that.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Dave Meltzer. I've been reading their Wrestling Observer newsletter forever. But he was saying it was valued at $1 to $2 billion, and it was like, first of all, they haven't made a profit yet.
Yeah.
And it's just like until they do, they're not doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And drinking blood is not gonna get them those sponsors and advertisers. But anyway.
No, I know. And even the fact, I'm gonna say this, man, show in the press conference done within 4 hours of start time tonight. This was an expedient pay-per-view. It's nice. Raj, the people you keep coming in, I know you got to go. I wish Matt Morgan was awake. But let's do this. Let's Raj, for tomorrow, I want you, and I'm going to remind you this in the morning, I want you to text some people. I just want you to get some backstage reaction. Let's break the news tomorrow. And let's me, you, and Matt reconvene tomorrow.
All right.
After we slept on this. And everybody, if you have any questions or thoughts before I go off there, I'll take some because I know Raj has to go. But tomorrow, let's do an official Gigantic Pop episode and talk about what this means for the business, what you're hearing, and just do a nice, put a little bow on it as they speak tomorrow with an official Gigantic Pop episode.
That was amazing. It was an amazing show. Thanks for having me on. Holy shit.
Yes.
Right? We can say holy shit.
We can do whatever we want. So people that don't know, and Raj, feel free to leave. I know you got to go back. But Raj, myself, and Matt, Raj sold Wrestling Inc. He's traveling the world and enjoying his semi-retirement, giving out financial advice to the masses who have helped make him so enriched over time. And Matt Morgan.
By the way,
yes.
By the way, I do want to help out people. So maybe 5-10 people DM me, and I will, if you are having difficulties, if you're in the US and you're having difficulties, DM me, and just not what's the word? It's not, I'm not a fiduciary, but I will.
Raj will do what he can.
I'd like to help out.
So send Raj those DMs. Let him know your info. I would assume like Cash App, Venmo, or something, Raj.
No, it's totally free.
No. I mean to give. Never mind. So DM Raj and see, he'll do what he can. And appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. So do us a favor, subscribe to Gigantic Pop on YouTube. This channel is still relatively new. We've done 13 episodes. We're talking about pop culture. We're going to talk about more wrestling as time goes on. Obviously, it's the hottest time it's ever been in quite some time for wrestling right now. And we'll be back tomorrow with an actual real episode. But hey, we appreciate you all coming out tonight. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And CM Punk is back. Holy shit. This hijacked everything. Can't believe it.
Are we doing one tomorrow?
Yeah. Raj has had some wine, folks, which is why he hasn't heard when I've said that 5 times in the last 10 minutes. He enjoys the finer things, people. So, okay. Tomorrow, look for a full Gigantic Pop number 13. Tonight's our instant reaction to CM Punk. And everybody have a good night. Hope you had a great holiday. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for a whole episode of Gigantic Pop with Matt Morgan. Take care, everybody, and good night.